What's up, YouTube? This your boy 345 Big Dog coming live from Detroit's garage, but we just out sitting on the side of the house. We ain't gonna take it to the shop today. It's gonna be a simple little maintenance video right here. So what we got here first is that we're going to do a swap, changing of the ProCharger oil. Got some oil from ProCharger right here. We're gonna throw in there, change it out, change it out, and start it up, make sure it runs through the proper ways, and make sure everything's done the way it's supposed to make it.
Yeah. This shit right here for travelers only.
What you're gonna do is get all your tools set up. You're gonna need a flathead, and you're gonna need a half-inch socket, or as I like to use metric. Use 14 millimeter to break the drain plug on the bottom of the ProCharger. Depending on how your ProCharger is set up, every application is different. On my application, I have the Challenger RT with a shaker hood, so my application is going to be a little bit different. So right now, I'm about to loosen the drain plug. Just broke it loose. We loosened the inlet plug right here with a flathead screwdriver, just so you can kind of see, as you see a little bit. So right here is where you're going to break that loose. It's already loosened up right there. And this is where your drain, or where you put your supercharger oil in, and it's where you check it to make sure your levels are okay. So that's loose. And what you do, the reason you do that is so when you go to drain it, you have that airflow of flowing downward and using gravity to its advantage. I like to let the supercharger cool down a little bit. We drove it a little bit earlier today, and so this is the first oil change of the ProCharger. So we're gonna go here, just tinker around, make sure everything's tight where it's supposed to be. Gonna check the air filter. It's a little loose right there. Make sure that's okay. I'm probably gonna get a replacement here in a little bit. Now, I saw that ProCharger actually offers a draining system for your ProCharger head unit. I didn't know that until today, because I went on YouTube. I was like, let me see how I make sure I'm gonna do this right. I don't want to mess it up, because that's a lot of money you spend on this on these ProCharger units, head units, and whole kits. And I'm gonna have to see about getting that little braided brake line unit, just to plug it in there and just go down low and just let it drain, make it a little bit easier. But hell, this is what we're gonna do. So we're gonna do it the hood way right now and make it work and figure it out. So I'm pretty sure it's easy, but we're gonna just get our hands a little dirty here. And right now I'm taking the plug, the drainage stop out, and just gonna let it loosen up, just to let it drain out, and hopefully we get it going. And it's draining right there. So we're gonna set that right here. Set that down right there, and let that kind of catch that a little bit right there. You got some shop towels. You're gonna need that because it's an oil change, so you want to kind of be nice and neat and clean, and make sure everything is draining how it's supposed to. You don't want to get all on the belt or nothing like that. So no excess oil, and let that kind of drain for a little bit. Check to see how much. I want to make sure it's all draining in there. Don't look to be draining no more. Oh yeah, we got a nice little bit in there. Nice little bit. So I use a styrofoam cup to catch my oil, and as you can see, yeah, it's definitely a little dark in there. So I recommend not drinking that. So about 6 ounces of oil, I guess. It's a 12-ounce cup, about halfway filled. I don't know if you can see it. There we go. There it is. So now that's done, we're going to reinstall the drain plug cap. Like I said, I just happen to have some metric tools, and I just wanted to make sure that I put the right size on there. So we're gonna go thread this back on underneath, cover that up. There you go. Make sure that's nice and seated. And one thing you need to do mechanically is never over torque your stuff. Like, just torque it when it's snug. Don't give it that extra you know, and then you go cracking shit. Just make sure it's nice and snugged up, and you don't have to worry about it. So we're right here making sure. It's kind of hard working basically backwards, but just always remember, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Alright, it's nice and snug up on there. And always double check to make sure you don't have no leakage. I don't know, maybe this particular head unit, it didn't have, I know I've seen other units that had like little grommets in there, little raceways, but I didn't see no leakage here. It's always good to double check, make sure you don't have no leakage, especially when you're dealing with something mechanically like this. Pull out the little dipstick here. I'll set that down right there, and just kind of make sure ain't nothing. Make sure it's nice and tight, snugged up there. Always remember, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. You'll never go wrong. It's the easiest mechanical advice I can give any person who's doing their own work. And I didn't see a need to pay a person to change something so simple. This is a simple change out here. You want to talk about 6 ounces of oil. So that's nothing really that significant, to me at least. You know, some mechanical guys, they might think it is. Don't have a rubber grommet on the bottom of it, a little O-ring. So just want to go thread that back up. This is called a double check right here. I just took it off just to make sure. Then when I hit it with a snug, I know it's on there. Alright. Simple. Alright, so I don't know. I like to shake up the oil a little bit. Pick up my producer, make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. That's right, go get my crawfish, woman. Hurry the hell up. Nah. Yeah, see that? See how that worked?
That nigga about to fuck up his car.
Haters gonna hate. There's haters everywhere aspect of your life, man. Even sometimes in your own house, they hate on you. They see you doing good, they don't want to see you winning, man. So, no, she means well. She just talking shit right now. But I don't know how the rest of y'all women's are out there, but mine's a real motherfucker, so she handling her business. I'm not into spilling shit, so that's one thing I do not like to do. So they give you this little cap in the kit, at least in mine, because I told them what kind of ProCharger I had. I ordered this, and this is what they sent me. So little red top, and assuming you have to just go ahead and drop it in there like this and just let it take it all. Just take your time, and no sense of rushing. It's not a race when you're doing maintenance. So if you guys have any questions or any advice as far as the ProCharger maintenance or any other type of advice as far as the car, like I said, I had this is my second Challenger. The first one got wrecked. Fucking idiot ran a stop sign. So we got to deal with that as it comes. So it is what it is. So we just taking this. It looks like it kind of comes out kind of some bullshit, like a little string we squirted in there. So they say it's supposed to take the whole 6 ounces. So this is what I'm doing. Take my little time. I'm not gonna cut it a little bit bigger because they have these lines. Sometimes you can cut them and you let it flow out a little bit easier. But obviously they gave you it at that type of consistency to come out for a specific reason. So I'm just gonna stick with it. Let them. There's a reason why they did that. So and you're supposed to change them. I guess the first 500 miles, and then thereafter every oil change, pretty much 5,000 to 6,000 miles after that. So this is the first one. Haven't really been on here, just really broken in. Want to make sure there was no issues, and I heard people be having bearing issues and bearings be seizing up on them. Luckily, I've been one of the lucky ones. The kit came out pretty good. I guess I got mine not made in China, some bullshit where. So got a partner. I live close by an airport, so it's gonna be loud. It is what it is. it shows use oil only. So it says do not overfill. Okay. Almost had a little catch about it. You definitely don't want to overfill it, but you damn sure don't want to underfill it either. Because then you're going to run into some real lubrication issues. And most people think that, oh yeah, the dipstick is reading, it should be good. Well, I always understand this, depending on how it flows up in there. Nah, it says it takes the whole 6, I'm putting the whole 6 in there. I'm not going to put 4. That's probably about 4 ounces right there. Yeah, it's about 4 ounces. So just make sure we just clean up a little. We had a little spillage right here, so we want to make sure that don't get on. Oh shit! Make sure that don't get on the. Make sure we pick up that little red cap. So we got a little red cap fall right there. But yeah, YouTube, this is just a simple little maintenance that you have to do on the when you have mechanical tools and mechanical toys and stuff like that. You just gotta take your time and do what you're supposed to do. And this is kind of like you squirt it down in here. That's what it looks like. I wish you could see it, but I'm holding it. It's hard to hold the camera and hold my hand up. So I also want to give a big shout out to Alex over at Pipes Performance. You know, he put the ProCharger on, tuned it up for me, gave me a nice little wicked tune. And also shout out to In Traffic Car Club in New Orleans or Baton Rouge area. That's my dog. What up, Steezy Cheesy? You know, I know he was a Mopar guy, but now he rocking with Team Mustang. But you know, I think he gonna end up coming back. And yeah. So this is oh shit. And being that this is aluminum, you don't want to over torque it because aluminum is really, really soft and it will crack. And then you're going to have a whole nother issue. Then you got to call ProCharger, I assume, and get a head unit. You still have to pay the price for it. And deal with all that shit. So a lot of guys, when I'm out in the car world, was asking me what made me choose the D1X and versus the other one, head units. Well, I'm gonna say this. I chose the D1X because actually I was gonna go with the F1A, and my boy B Mason, shout out to B Mason, told me that if I go with the F1A, that I'm gonna have to have E85 application with and I don't drive my car like that, and he's like, man, if you're not really racing, there's no reason to really drop the E85 in your car if you're not really on it like that. So I was like, well, okay, cool, makes sense to me. And I just wanted to make sure, because I know everybody wants to go to bigger horsepower, bigger this, bigger that, but they don't take up for the account for the fact that the more horsepower that you put into your car, the more you have to build your bottom end and you have to build your drivetrain up. My particular, I didn't want a automatic. I sought to get a stick shift and a manual transmission. One, because to me the automatics always seems to have more mechanical issues, and that's just my preference. That's just, maybe it might be a myth, maybe I'm just over exaggerating, maybe I'm just looking at it differently, but everybody say, oh, you're not, the automatics faster than the stick, it shifts faster. Yeah, it do, but to me, most 90% of everybody who's really driving, they're not really no real race car drivers. They're weekend warriors, just like myself. Take on the weekend, have a little fun, might go to the track, have a little fun, and that's it. But I look at it like this: from light to light, I'ma fuck you up, okay? I'ma tear your asshole apart, and you're gonna be like, damn, why is that car so much better than mine? Because I don't have no automatic. I'm shifting. My shift points don't have to do all this extra computer program. I just didn't want that computer in my car. I opted out of it. I didn't want none of that. I wanted no computer. I wanted it to be me. I wanted it to be whoever's driving my car. Then my car is going to respond to you how you drive, because you're the driver. not the car, not the computer. So that's just my thinking in it. So maybe it's wrong, maybe it's not. So this is taking a little time, but hey, it is what it is. So hopefully you be all right. Now, I've seen a couple of guys, they have all this music on their channel, and you know, I ain't there yet. So shit, this is what it is. I got a job, 9 to 5. I work hard, so I ain't got time to be doing all that editing right now. I'm gonna get there eventually, but right now I ain't got it. So just gonna tell you that that's the reason my car is the way it is, man. This is Delilah, 638 horses. Not there, that's the last of it. Got a little bit more in there. Got a little bit more. I'm making sure I get all of it. I want everything off this bottle gone. So I think that's adequate enough to say that that's done. So what we're gonna do is put the little dipstick back in there. We got a little minimum maximum. What's up, man? You all right, bro? Got the people walking past, watching you. So we're gonna set that back in there. Take the flathead. Make sure you don't cross thread it, because you will strip this shit out, and then you gotta get it all tapped out and everything. So there we go. Make sure you don't cross thread it. Get it nice and snug. Boom. Done. We're all done here, and that's gonna be the end of this video. Next video, I'm gonna make a quick little, just starting it up, let it run, and then double check the levels, make sure everything's where it's going. I don't want to have no issues when I start it up. I really want to get into it. So, all right, YouTube, take you later.